Today I will share why I choose to live a boring life compared to what society expects us in mainstream media and social media. I live on the countryside in England. I mostly stay at home. I don't remember last time I was at a party, but it wasn't always this way. I used to live in Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. I lived in Dublin. I was living it up in big cities. I was spending money on designer brands. I wanted to live a glamorous life and have a life that people really envy. I was traveling around the world, but then a few things happened that drastically changed my life and made me attracted to the more simple way of living. And today I want to share with you how I arrived there. Now, the first thing that happened was that I decided to delete all social media apps from my phone. I had a social media addiction, and after a long social media sesh, I never felt good. I compared myself with other people, and although I was living the dream, there was always someone out there living a bigger, grander dream than I was, and I was feeling miserable, always trying to keep up with the Jones. But the thing with social media is that the Jones are not only your neighbors, but you see how everyone else in the world is living, what they're doing, the exotic travel destinations they're going to. I decided to go cold turkey and just delete the apps from my phone. And this is how my boring life started. Suddenly, my desire for shopping and fashion completely disappeared because I had nobody to prove myself to, nobody I needed to impress, as I was not posting any stories or posts anymore. So it didn't matter if I was wearing the same shirt 5 days in a row. It meant that I could enjoy special moments more fully, not having to quickly get my phone and put on the nice filters and hashtags. I could just be in the moment and enjoy it. And at the time, I didn't realize that I was comparing my life to other people. I threw away most clothes in my closet. Now I just have a few key pieces that I love and that goes with everything and that I feel comfortable in. It doesn't have to look good for Instagram. It's just clothes that makes me feel very good. Another result of deleting my social media apps is that I didn't feel this fear of missing out that I used to. So I used to go clubbing, drinking, all that, and I didn't really enjoy it. I just felt like that's what I should be doing, so I'm not wasting my youth being indoors and, enjoying a book. I can do that when I'm older, But now I've just admitted to myself that I don't like clubbing. I don't like alcohol. I just did it because I wanted to fit in. I had fear of missing out, and it was social pressure. Another thing that really put me on the path towards a boring life was when we suddenly needed a swab up to the blood-brain barrier for some reason, or a jab to be able to go traveling. And I just did not feel comfortable doing any of that. Freedom is one of my main values in life, so for me it has been really tough to not be able to travel. But eventually I was just like, what's the rush? We are immortal souls. We have plenty of lifetimes to travel. Even if the restrictions take this whole lifetime, we will have time to travel. And I told myself that regardless what happens on this earth, in the future, I will not let external circumstances dictate my happiness. I will be grateful for what I have and every experience that I have, whether good or bad, and even the little things. In this realm, we have foods. In higher realms, we don't. We live off energy. So every time I have food now, I really treasure it and think about, wow, this is so amazing and tasty, and I'm so happy that we get to enjoy this. I also thought that if I have to travel and enjoy extraordinary experiences to be happy, then am I really happy? So I've been focusing on things that brings me true happiness from within. When I meditate and I feel like one with source, when I play with my cute little pet rats, when I eat dinner with the love of my life. And I believe this is all part of the ascension journey. The further you progress, the less attached you become to the pleasures of the senses. Indulging in alcohol, porn, material wealth, like owning several cars, all of this becomes less appealing. We realize that the biggest source of our happiness is within us. And by meditating and being mindful in your everyday life, you get to experience that happiness from within, and nobody can take that away from you. Even things that used to bother me, like a rainy day, becomes beautiful and you're really enjoying the rain. And when I first came to England, it really annoyed me that there was no mountains. But now I really love the English countryside and the fields and the greenery, and I just think it's beautiful. There are people who come from across the world to visit the place where you live. So really take advantage of that, explore your own country, be grateful for the nature, people, and things you have around you. You don't need to go to a fancy resort or shopping weekend to Paris to experience happiness. You can find it in your own home, in your own town. Now, am I saying that alcohol, fancy trips, and clothes are bad? Definitely not. I have indulged in these things throughout my life. They're just becoming less important now for me. And it might just be an introvert thing, feeling attracted to a more simple way of life. Let me know in the comments what you think about simple living and living a so-called boring life. Have a beautiful day.